Alright, folks, turn 28. Another alcove from Phaeacia. I think he's just sending me these. I'm not sure why. We haven't made any deals or anything. But in any case, we've hit alteration level 5, which is nice. I can't actually cast Barkskin on my Flaming Arrows armies, though. I've kind of come to that realization, so could be better. But in any case, we're summoning Fire Ants, Cave Grubs. Cave Grubs are amazing. I'll talk about Cave Grubs in a minute. We cast Dark Knowledge, didn't find any sites. In Troya, we took the province from Sceleria. In Star Peaks, we took a province from Uruk. In Imecton, the enemy broke out and retreated, as they have been doing in order to save the lives of their Celerian cultists, and they actually killed a Black Hunter. I am a little bit baffled by this, to be fully honest, but a Black Hunter died in the course of this battle. So we can see here they had a Hunter Spider, yeah, and all our Black Hunters. And we're just shooting arrows at them, massacring the ghouls while everyone retreats. And the Hunter Spider... the Hunter Spider bit one of my other Black Hunters and poisoned it. Okay, yeah, so I need to get this Hunter Spider... I need to get the Hunter Spiders moved away from the Black Hunters. Like, that's important, because these Hunter Spiders, the stupid is terrible. They just attack nearby allies. It's awful. I think all of my casualties were caused by that Hunter Spider. Both of them. So, yeah, that has to be dealt with. Barbarian Scouts in Star Peaks, that's unfortunate. A Madman in Chibia, so there may be a Forgotten City site nearby. Lost a couple of Scouts. So the first thing I have to do here is I have to take these Hunter Spiders, have to go to someone else. Finball, take these Hunter Spiders. See, it's weird. They're not undisciplined, they're just stupid. So I'm gonna put them away from anyone valuable. So down here, we're going to shift slightly. So they're going to be down on the flank, where they can, like, do their thing. And we'll set them ahead as well, so they're not surrounded, so that maybe they can actually push forward and accomplish something. While the Hunter Spiders can all be in one group here. So we got the Hunter Spiders there, we've got those guys. That unit moved down, this unit moved up slightly. Up here, we've got these three sorcerers summoning actual factual fire elementals. And we're actually going to give them a second fire elemental there. He should be able to do that with two. Oh, he's probably going to use both gems summoning the first one. Okay, well then. He'll summon a fire elemental and then he'll swarm. And the fire elementals will kill some of the swarm bugs, but they'll also kind of hold down that flank. The enemy has moved in more troops to attack Vician Forest. So we're going to hop right back and hit him. And just give him the dirty business. We're breaking siege with these 27 pygmies that we have here, so our total pygmy population will be about 325, approximately 320. And even if he collapses in all the long dead that he has down here, we should still win, because the flaming arrows plus the mass banishment will just be too much. We're gathering troops here, and we're including our 10 cave grubs that we've summoned. Cave grubs actually have a siege strength of 12.9. I had thought it was lower than that, but it's huge. So these guys alone have about 130 siege strength, which means that this army that I'm building up here has a siege strength of 218 there, 92 there, over 300. So this army and that army should be able to bust one of these forts pretty damn effectively. We've got 163 here, 463 siege strength. This fort has 250 wall integrity, and it doesn't have 200 siege defense. So what we can do is we can hit there, go there, we can bust Mammoth Grove in one turn and charge in. We should be able to. Now, of course, he could always collapse more troops, but he may not be expecting the cave grubs. He might not be. So we're awakening more Vine Ogres. We've got 2 people awakening Vine Ogres now. We are summoning more cave grubs, and in fact, we're going to have you also summon cave grubs for a turn or 2. There's only so many cave grubs we can summon, but we can summon a few more. Got about 40 more units moving in there. Got some more pygmies and priests, and down here we've got some more pygmies and sorcerers coming out. Unfortunately, I'm reaching critical lack of money options. I need to stop recruiting priests because I've got to start having some kind of mages. We're gonna go back to shamans there real quick. We're recruiting sorceresses over here. Over here, we're recruiting witch doctors. Up here, we're recruiting nothing because we have no gold and are poor. So, yeah, I'm reaching the absolute limits of my economy is the problem, and I cannot really maintain this this pace of operations because I haven't taken a whole lot of high-value provinces, and so I haven't been able to steal a whole lot of money from the enemy. If those Solarian cultists come back here, my 6 province defense will actually kill them, which would be hilarious. But we're going to break that siege, retake Vician Forest, and then, depending on if he's moved troops out, I will then move on to besiege Sceleria. And what I'll do is I'll besiege Sceleria and Mammoth Grove in the same turn, and then combine my forces onto one of them. Probably Mammoth Grove, but possibly Sceleria, because remember, Long Dead only have 0.1 siege defense. So I might actually be able to crack Sceleria in just a couple turns of siege, which would be hilarious. Now, he does have Scrooge McDeath here, and Scrooge McDeath, even though he doesn't have many mages, like, I've seen almost no mages, but he has to have some. He may have been able to get some research done, so he might have, like, Shadow Blast or something, which would be very effective against me. But we'll see what we can do. I may be able to snipe Sceleria and remove his gem income and his god and a lot of his defenders all at once. That's possible. It's not guaranteed by any means, but it is possible. We'll see what we can do. Also, his, funnily enough, his armies actually can't cross rivers unless they're led by Mound Fiends, because Solarian cultists are not amphibious. So this actually is a blockade to him, even though he's primarily undead, unless he spent a bunch of death gems summoning Mound Fiends, which he may have done. I don't know. It's possible. But he's got a lot of Long Dead down here. He is, however, under serious attack by Vanarus, and I think he's under attack by Vanarus down here as well. So I believe this is the end for Sceleria. If we see here, he's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, possibly 13 provinces, but I think only 12. And with Vanarus coming in to eat him, Vanarus has killed Bandar Log, by the way. I don't think that message... Yes. And Man, the god of Man, has finally been defeated. Toxic Manculinity. Damn SJWs, they killed Toxic Manculinity. So, yeah. It's all going rather well, to be honest. I'm happy with this. And I got this province. I'm now, backing up into Forest of Pine, just leaving a tiny little bit of province defense here. We'll leave 6. And then next turn we'll recruit some kind of... Actually, I think we can leave... Let's leave 3 for right now so we can recruit just a unit to be there. And things are going. So, that's the turn. I'll see y'all in turn 29. Alright, yet again out of the breach, turn 29. We've hit construction level 4, so now we can start forging thistle maces and endless bags of wine. Summoned more cave grubs and vine ogres, didn't find any magic sites. We were attacked in the first forest and bounced a Solarian scout, so he must have attacked here because he thought I didn't have any province defense. Interesting choice. Battle in Loraborough, our army marching from the cave, moved in, wiped out a tiny little bit of province defense for pretty much no casualties. I think I lost, nothing. Battle in Troya, we were attacked by Sceleria up here, and this is just Sceleria sending out a random low investment skeleton attack party, which wiped out my minimal province defense with no trouble. They did lose 2 of their Long Dead, actually. Good job. And then a battle in Vician Forest, so my army rolled in on the sieging force. The sieging force was about 300 skeletons in loose formation, with some Solarian cultists behind them, guarded by Long Dead Triorii and Principes. And this is just basic chaff Long Dead, not their national stuff. And it went pretty much as anticipated. The Ashes to Ashes started hitting, the Flaming Arrows started hitting, and it really wiped them out really quick. We did summon some Fire Elementals. Slightly unfortunate because they did set people on fire, but I think everyone lived. Don't think we took any Fire Elemental friendly casualties this time, which is solid. I may have actually... no, I think he was already a Hunter Spider. This guy might die of fire. Dying of burning is possible. Did I lose a Spider Knight? Let's actually check the results. Ooh, I lost a Sorcerer. How did I lose a Sorcerer and 2 Spider Knights? Yeah, those 6 casualties actually hurt. Okay, so wait, what Sorcerer died? And why? There's a Sorcerer right there. I bet he got eaten by by a feral spider or something. Seriously, because that's the only way I can think of that a spider would have died. Unless one of these guys got caught on fire. But see, they have fire resistance because they all cast the fire resistance spell on themselves. So they shouldn't have... Oh, okay, a spider. I think one of them just died. Hold up. Let me find my dead Sorcerer. See, look how quickly those Long Dead went down. Just absolutely wiped. Utterly massacred. Sorcerers. Moschini the Sorcerer. Oh, wow. He got hit by a crazy high arrow. Yeah, he just got hit by a random arrow, I guess. The skeletons got kind of, sort of, slightly close. Okay, yeah, he just got aced in the head by a random arrow that was way off course. Alright, fair enough. I mean, irritating, but fair enough, I guess. So, beyond that, Star Peaks, we lost 2 barbarians. That is this province way out here that I don't care about all that much. Unexpected events, we got some defense, some magic and unrest, some gems, and of course that was the barbarians. So overall, good turn. Down here, we're still patrolling. I think we still have to root out the Cult of Gaia down there. Mainly researching up here, recruiting a sorceress. Once again, critically short on cash. Our funds are low. Low. We've got some scouts sneaking out over there. Up here, we're recruiting nothing because we're out of dosh. Up here, we're recruiting nothing because, once again, we're out of dosh. Down here, we're recruiting just a few pygmies. Over here, we're recruiting a witch doctor. And on this side, we are building a temple with Genebi. So this will serve as a place from which we can recruit more Eyes of the Lord to reinforce our armies, and more pygmies. So recruitment is primarily going to shift to Vician Forest, which we're not upgrading just yet, because once again, that costs money. However, what we're doing is we're combining these armies and that army to strike at Mammoth Grove, because I think I have the siege strength to do that. With the cave grubs, even a few cave grubs are a ton of siege strength. So this army has about 300 siege strength. This army has about 250 siege strength. I do need to get this guy in the mix. There we go, for maximum siege power. This is a very small army, but it has, once again, a lot of siege strength, because this is 15 of these suckers, and they each have 12, or 13, so it's a lot. So combined, we'll have about, like, 500. That's 300. Yeah, we'll have about 500 siege strength there. This army has another 162. So another 160, 500, 660 or so should be able to crack this fort in one turn. I think we can crack this fort in one turn, because about, like half the defenders or more are just long dead. So they do not actually have... If these were all humans, they would have about 230 siege defense, but they don't, because they have about, like, maybe 100 or a little more than 100. And this down here will not contribute all that much either, because this is, like, once again, primarily long dead with ghouls mixed in. So these armies will be able to strike at Mammoth Grove, break the fort in one turn, and actually storm it. And by storming the fortress, of course, we will A, kill a ton of units, and B, will take away one of his main recruiting centers, and then we will be in a position to move on Sceleria. Moving on Sceleria will be an interesting time. It will, of course, require a bunch of fire gems. Fortunately, I'm bringing pretty much every goddamn fire gem I own. In fact, I am going to bring every fire gem I own. Because once we attack a fortress, fire elementals will be just as key as flaming arrows. Like, yes, we'll want to cast flaming arrows, but we'll also want to spam out a whole bunch of fire elementals, because fire elementals can go through the walls. And if necessary, I will alchemize gems to have fire gems in order to do just that more. I legitimately think we can definitely take Mammoth Grove. We can probably also take Sceleria, because I think he's been slow off the mark. Sceleria has not gotten the backup strategies that he needs to have active yet. I don't know what he's researching, so this is a gamble, but I think we can take the Campus Sceleria and get his immense death gem income and rule the world as father and son. No, never mind that. We're going to destroy him. So I know we can take this. I think we can probably take this, just because even if he were to collapse every unit he has into Sceleria, the brutal fact is, when there's this many pygmies with flaming arrows, numbers of skeletons don't really matter. Especially once I then start throwing out fire elementals and will-o'-the-wisps as well. Stop, don't cast will-o'-the-wisps, just cast spells for right now. Because with Ashes to Ashes banishing, flaming arrows, fire elementals, it's just too much. Like, they cannot possibly have the skeleton power to withstand. It doesn't matter, especially in a fortress where they'll be funneled through a gate. Arrows will be storming in on that gate, wiping out 100 skeletons per volley. So if we look at this, 540 units, 1,000 units, 1,300 units, 1,600 units, more than 1,700 units, they could collapse every single one of those into Sceleria, and unless they have magic support, they will still lose. Those 1,700 units will still lose to a few hundred pygmies with flaming arrows and a dream. This is the weakness of this strategy. If you use it too hard, if you use any single strategy too hard, the simple counter will just fucking stop you dead in your tracks. I'm actually going to cancel one of those pygmies so I can raise defense to 5, just in case he tries something weird like attacking me with Celerian cultists. And I'm willing to sacrifice this and this in exchange for these two, because if I can take these two, that will tear the guts out of his empire, and then I can retake these without too much trouble. So, that's the plan. I should let Caelum know, Imicton is my province, and I will be coming back for it even if I lose it temporarily. I don't want to lose it temporarily, and I don't plan to, certainly. But it's possible that I will. If it looks like I will, what I'll do is I'll cancel whatever other recruitment I have and shift to pumping out units there in order to hold it. Because the Graveyard of the Damned and the Ancient Forge in one province is super, super valuable. I want to get my Black Sorcerers down here to forge gear with that 20% discount, and then use that 20% discount to forge hammers to stack up to a 40% discount, and rule the world. Like Ulm style, because that's an Ulm style discount almost. It's not as good as the Ulm style discount, but still 40% means that I'll be forging 5 gem items for 3 gems and 10 gem items for 6 gems, which is ooh baby. Oh, that is a sweet, delicious, juicy discount. So yeah, I think I can. I think at this point I can pretty much just fucking roll in, and the question is, what is Sceleria gonna pull out of the hat, right? Because Sceleria has to have been researching towards something. Like, they have some mages somewhere. If nothing else, they have Scrooge Macbeth, the Divine Emperor, who is a rainbow, I'm sure, and so doubtless has, like, spells. Let's actually look and see if any of those Celerian cultists may be blessed, because I have not been paying attention to what his bless is. But that would tell me, yeah, okay, so are they casting Blessing? Yeah, so they cast Blessing. Yeah, it's a rainbow. Poison resistant, so nature, astral, more nature, death. Is that death? No, that's nature. And then death. That's 2 points of death there. Yeah, that's only 2 points of death. That's nature. That's nature. That's nature. That could be blood, actually. Oh, that's 3 points of death, I think. I think he went full sorcery rainbow. I think he went nature 3, blood 3, death 3, astral 3. I think that's what he did. I think he went full sorcery. Okay, so he has no bless. So he has no relevant bless, and he's fucking boned. Yeah, so I don't think he's done the research to actually support what he would have to do in order to win this war. That's my belief. That's my opinion at this point. He can't win this war because he hasn't done the research to have the spells that he would need to have in order to win this war. And he's now losing forts. And losing forts is the only thing that really hurts Sceleria. So yeah, we're going to go up here, hit that, then we're going to hit Mammoth Grove. If he's smart, he'll have gathered armies to stop that, and he may try to attack up here into Troya. Now, I think the combined army in Troya is strong enough to stop a skeleton counterattack. Like, he would have to throw every unit he possesses in a desperate attempt to stop this army, and then he might do it, because I'm a little bit short on priests in this army, but even so, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 priests, 6 priests, plus a whole lot of swarm. Yeah, I don't think he can actually stop me. I will actually be casting Will-o'-the-Wisps instead of Fire Elementals, just because they won't cause friendly fire. I won't be casting it with my guys with a lot of fire gems, just the guys with 3 fire gems, because a few Will-o'-the-Wisps will help. And then, of course, the swarms from Makeme and Kimya could probably use some nature gems as well. Makeme has... Yeah, so give some gems to... Oh, that's right, you're in a different province. Never mind. Okay. So yeah, we'll have a little bit of swarm back up. Like, if he moves all of these guys plus whatever guys there are over here, up here, he might win, but I'll crush his ghouls. His ghouls will take enormous, incredible losses, and probably won't be able to recover. Yeah, I think I've probably got this locked down, he says, immediately before losing, as always, but we'll see. I think this is a good situation for me to be in, and I don't think he has a move that will stop me from taking Mammoth Grove. Now, things that could potentially stop me. He has a secret pack of Thaumaturgs in this fort, or somewhere over here, that he moves in, and they all start casting Shadow Blast. That could deal a lot of damage to my armies, because my armies have not really focused on magic resistance. Now, I do, of course, have a magic resistance bless, so that wouldn't stop the Black Hunters, and the priests probably wouldn't be targeted immediately, so I think I would still wipe out a whole lot of skeletons, but that could potentially win a battle for him. And if you were, excuse me, if you were to win a battle that way, that could decisively change the tempo of the war, because I would lose a whole lot of gems, and I'm already kind of running short of gems, so I kind of need this to work out. If he has... Let me think, what other tricks Sceleria has up their sleeve? Yeah, it's basically Astral and Death. So if he had a communion that did that, if he brought out a bunch of Grand Thaumaturgs that he had recruited at some point, and summoned a lot of water element... No, they would get killed by flaming arrows. Water elementals would die to flaming arrows, so would air elementals. Air elementals could disrupt me and cause a bunch more casualties than necessary, but I don't think they would win a fight. His Sacreds without a Bless won't win a fight. If he had somehow managed to research Enslave Mind, and his Thaumaturgs formed a big communion and enslaved a bunch of my sorcerers, that could do some damage. But I just don't think, he just does not have, like the only potential counter would be, Shadow Blast, like mass Shadow Blast. But that would require an actual communion of Thaumaturgs, which I don't think he really has. I think I'm gonna roll in and end up with 4 extra death and an astral gem per turn, I think is what's gonna happen here. And I'm certainly hoping so. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on turn 30. Okay, folks, turn 30, and would you look at this death basket. 52 astral gems, 75 water gems, 43 fire gems, 32 nature, 20 death, tons and tons and tons of gems. This is literally hundreds of gems. 1,400 gold, a bunch of magical items, including a number of owl quills. So, Uruk just gave me the fucking bank. We took Henwood, no casualties. We took Troya, no resistance. Unexpected events, we got a little bit of extra gold and a free lab. So this was an amazing turn, just for events and stuff. So my gem stockpile suddenly skyrocketed for no real reason. Thank you, Uruk. I think Uruk is dead. I believe Nazca has taken Uruk's capital now. And I've got this other free lab over here as well. So if I really wanted to, I could build a fort and start recruiting mages there. I don't really want to, though, to be honest. However, I am spending my copious excess gold. I'm spending most of that, I would say, starting to churn out some more troops and mages. So I'm at full mage recruitment right now. Every province that can recruit a mage is recruiting a mage. I'm also at full Pygmy recruitment down here in Vician Forest, and I'm going to recruit another Eye of the Lord. So, the Pygmies won't, of course, provide hardly any fort siege defense, but Pygmies in conjunction with Eyes of the Lord could potentially hold the place if we get counterattacked here. Well, no, let me actually back up there. They can't hold the place. They might inflict a small amount of damage, which is all I really need. My armies here are collapsing on Mammoth Grove, and so we've got a total of 530 siege strength in this army. Over here we've got 154, so that's a total of 680 siege strength. What that means is that he needs 430 siege defense in this fortress to stop me from taking it, which he doesn't have, needless to say. This army is mainly long dead, which are 0.1, so that's going to be about half. They then have ghouls, which are 0.5, so this whole army might have about somewhere between 100 and 150 siege defense. I think if he collapsed everything he's got, he might be able to hold this fort against me for one turn. But I doubt it, and if he did that, I would move to Sceleria and break Sceleria in one turn. So, yeah, I'm not worried. Now, down here, he's got mainly ghouls, so this is probably another 100 siege defense right there. And this up here, 500 mainly ghouls, so that's another 200, something like that. So that's about, like 300 or so. If he collapsed everything in, like I said, he might be able to hold this for one turn. It just wouldn't be worth anything. So we're going to come down here, we're going to crack Mammoth Grove, then we've got a ton of priests, we've got a ton of mages, we've got a huge amount of power here, and we're just going to overrun this fort and capture it. We're also moving in Genevieve with another 44 pygmies, just to add insult to injury. And so the flaming arrows will blot out the sun, because we've got, like here in Henwood, we've got, how many? 285. Plus these 44 is 330 or so. And then up here I've got, that's about 100, 180, 220, close to 240 more. So yeah, I've got about 600 pygmies or so that are all going to be storming in here. And once you start firing 600 flaming arrows around, boy, that damage adds up quick. So yeah, we're going to take Mammoth Grove, and then probably, I think we'll also be able to take Sceleria, as I said last turn. Over here, Vanarus has stolen Lomark, that fort, and Tianchi is besieging Dunster. So Sceleria is under assault from all sides, definitely going down. I'm going to claim most of the credit on this one, though. I think my unstoppable pygmy stacks were what dealt the death blow to Sceleria and led to the others coming in. So I'm gonna say this is entirely my doing. I deserve all the glory. I'm also starting to recruit another Black Sorcerer, because I could definitely use more of those. Now, up here, with my massive Earth levels, I could set this guy to work summoning a ton more Cave Grubs. Or I could have him research or forge something. I think what we're going to do is we're going to forge a Dwarven Hammer. What I'd like to get him down to Imicton, so that I could use the Ancient Forge, because that has that 20% construction bonus. That would be really, really nice. If I could get him and a Death 2 guy down there, so then I can use this place to forge hammers, and then I can use those hammers stacking with that discount. I'm just not sure it's worth the turns right now, because it would take, 1, 2, 3, 4 turns to get there. Let's just research for now. Let's forge a... nope, not you, not you. Let's forge a Dwarven Hammer right now. And I'm also offering supply items to sale for sale to people. Haven't gotten any bites so far, but as you can see here, I can, of course, forge endless bags of wine for 50 supply, and I could also forge enormous cauldrons of broth. So, lots and lots of options. I can also forge regeneration runes, lycanthropos amulets, and skull mentors. Skull mentors might actually be handy, since I have a bunch of death gems right now, and I'm about to get a whole lot more death income. So that is definitely a thought. For right now, though, let's distribute my all these things that I just got. And with these items that I have, it's worth probably now talking about thugging. You can actually... I'm not going to give you one, because you're going to die of a disease. It is worth thugging with middle-aged Machaka to an extent, because you have Hunter Lords who are sacred and have very high prot and all that, and you have Spider Lords, the Spider Knight commanders, who also have high prot, so you can do the trick, and since you have Earth Magic, you can do the trick where you stack double Bracers of Protection on them and cast Legions of Steel to push them up to, like, 27 protection, which is sort of hilarious. It does use up a lot of your slots, but you can use that plus some kind of a shield to give them a better shield to give them a higher defense score, and you can do some work with that if you want to. It's only really useful against specific circumstances. I also have to send this Thistle Mace to Nazca, since we had agreed that I would do that early on in the game. So, we're going to send Nazca. Boop. There you go. Thistle Mace on the way. Okay. And, yeah, we're in a pretty good spot. I'm still awakening Vine Ogres. Do I need to be doing that a whole lot right now? Not entirely certain. What I may do is I think... Well, I'm going to wait until I get a Dwarven Hammer. And then, like I said, we're going to migrate some mages down to Imicton to make use of that Ancient Forge, because that Ancient Forge will be so, so handy. So, so handy. Mabuba is going to search for Earth Sites. We've got my Lizard Shamans out searching for Astral Sites. And, yeah, I think pretty much everywhere is searched for Death up to the maximum. So the next step is to start searching for Fire. I don't have any Fire 2 randoms to do that right now, because you need... And actually, I'm not sure I have the spell. Yeah, I don't have the spell either. I don't have Augury. I think augury is, yeah, augury is thaumaturgy. So I need to go down thaumaturgy at least a little ways to get gnome lore at augury. And I should probably do that sometime pretty soon. And then I will want these spells as well, these level 5 thaumaturgy spells. So I'm thinking level 5 thaumaturgy is probably a good way to go. I may even want level 6 because last I knew, Ermor was still like straight up winning the game. Ermor apparently owns a huge grip of territory. As mentioned, I don't see them yet because I don't have many scouts. And the scouts that I do have seem to die going through Nazcan territory a lot, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I don't think it's going great. I think the whole fighting Ermor thing is having some troubles, to be honest. I think Ermor's being played by Nosy Rat, and he's very good. He's a very good Dominions player. He was Utgard in the last game, and he did quite well for himself. So we'll see how it all does, but I'm happy with how I'm doing, especially as middle-aged Machaka. I think this is fine. I could use more money, obviously, and I'm going to be out of money again next turn. That big windfall is basically just paying for one turn of mage recruitment. But, and also I'm building a fort. I'm building a palisade over there. But overall, it's going really well. I'm very, very happy with how things are progressing. So, yep, I think that should be fine. I think we're probably gonna win some good territory and some good fortage over here in Sceleria and make a lot of progress. So, thanks for watching. I will see you all in turn 31, and the game will proceed apace. We'll be moving on to the next phase, where we have to figure out who we want to go after next. My kind of restrictions are, normally in this situation, I would say, oh, let's attack Ulm. That said, I don't have a whole lot of great tools that are excellent for stopping the things that Ulm has, which are very, very heavily armored infantry, primarily, and Iron Blizzard. My Pygmies are not very effective against super heavily armored infantry, and they will be massacred in job lots by Iron Blizzard, so fighting Ulm, At this stage of the game, we need some different tactics. Heat from Hell would be a good one to make all of Ulm's mages and troops fall asleep. Shadow Blast would be a good spell to have for that, because Ulm has low national magic resistance, and so Shadow Blast, which is a magic resistance and negates huge armor negating damage, would wipe out Ulmish armies pretty effectively. That's what I was using against Ulm in my Ermor game, very effectively. And Banefire. Banefire is another one that could potentially be very useful. However, you have to have Death 3, so I'd have to deploy guys with skull staffs, so I need that forging bonus active before I really do that. And then, like, Cloud of Death and Wind of Death are also pretty good against Ulm if you get up to that level. But that's all evocation stuff, none of which I've actually researched yet. Beyond that, Cave Crabs, but I don't have any water, so I can't actually summon Cave Crabs or Cave Cows. What summons are good against Ulm? Summons against Ulm. Hard to say. Ulm is very, very good at winning just straight up slugging matches, so if I was to fight Ulm, it would be kind of rush in, break Ulm as fast as possible, and try to storm the place while his troops are busy. But here's the other thing. I don't want to do that because he's fighting Ermor. He's taken Man over here, and he's now fighting Ermor somewhere in this vicinity. I want Ermor fought. I want Ermor fought hard. I want everyone fighting Ermor, and so I want to fight someone who's not fighting Ermor, and preferably who doesn't even come close to bordering Ermor, which would be Vanarus or Tianxi, or possibly Caelum, but Caelum's fighting Asphodel, which is also fine with me. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, y'all have your bird fight against Asphodel down here. Asphodel and Ermor, I think, are kind of guarding each other's backs, like the pop kill dream team. And I still don't know where exactly Phaeacia is either. One of these islands, I think. So, in any case, I want to leave them to that. I want to fight somebody over here. I want to kind of extend. Geographically speaking, what I want to do is solidify my position, is either take Ulm or Caelum. But strategically speaking, I don't want to fight either of those people right now. So, kind of an awkward situation. So we'll spend the next few turns here working on cleaning up Celeria's center pocket. I definitely want these two. I would also like these two, but if Vanarus takes that one, that's okay. If I get these 3 forts plus those two that I got from him earlier, that'll be fine. And then Tianxi can take that fort this turn. and then he can move on to take these provinces, I guess. I don't think I can really stop him. And yeah, but if I can get Sceleria... Well, I would actually like Welrid, because it's in Celeria's cap circle. Yeah, we'll see what I end up with. Should be quite a bit, and we'll proceed from there. So, thanks for watching. See you turn 31.